Hey, welcome to Friday, Soul Family. What are you up to today, huh? Today, I want to ask you a question. What are you expecting out of your life, your recovery, your family, your finances, your dreams? Well, on today's Free Your Soul Friday, live with LC and you, we're going to talk about those things. We're going to talk about how your expectations send out a vibration ahead of you, and it almost brings you what you are expecting, because it's not so much of what we wish for, it's more about what we're expecting is what we truly connect with, and that in itself is what makes our reality, so to speak. That's what creates what we're going to see. That's why sometimes what comes out of our mouth and what shows up is so different. And then we get angry and we get resentful and, blah, we continue the cycle. So for today on Free Your Soul Friday, live with LC and you, we're going to talk about your expectations. So if you don't mind, you resonate with these messages, please give us a share out. If you are watching us on YouTube, or if you're not already, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like the videos. It sends us out into the YouTube algorithms so that we can get out in front of more viewers that need to hear a message in recovery that's different from what a lot of folks are talking about. I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking to those of you that got a dream and are ready to walk it out. So you're within a family that loves you and knows that anything that you can dream of, you can achieve. So if you're ready, then I'm ready. Let's go. What's up, Soul Warriors? It's me, your pal, your friend. It's LC. I am the founder of Hope and Recovery Network and your host for the Recovery Soul Food podcast and YouTube channel. Once again, like, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow that platform because we have a little more freedom there. Also, I am the owner of the Recovery Soul Food group, their own convened communities in the hope and support community. Guys, convened communities is going to be an amazing place where you can get a hold of so much creative and healing content. So head over to convened communities. And I want to thank those of you that already have, because I need to give a lot of you a shout out. A lot of you are going over there. You're visiting these places, and I truly appreciate you. I want to give a special shout out today to our good friend Livy for becoming a monthly supporter of the podcast. Guys, it does cost money to do all of this per month, and they're over on anchor.fm. You can become a monthly supporter of our podcast. There is a package for all budgets from 99 cents to $9.99, and there even is a $29.99 per month package, and it just helps keep bringing this content to you guys, and just helps the dream grow. Just allows me to get on bigger platforms and bring you even better content. So I want to just give that shout out to Livy, tell you thank you so much, Livy. I appreciate you. Appreciate Mary Huffman for all she does. Guys, I thank all of you for your support. You showing up here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Saturday nights, man, is what really keeps my dream expanding and keeps me moving forward in this thing. And this is one of the reasons why I wake up every morning. See, one of the keys to a successful recovery, in all honesty, is making it about something bigger than you. And that's really in all life struggles. When we're going through things, it is a mind game, ladies and gentlemen. It is about what you tell yourself. It is about what you say about how things are going to go and how they're going to turn out. It is less about, you're not just out here to chance. I believed I was for a very long time until that lifestyle and that mindset almost killed me. It very nearly took my life, not just with accidents, overdoses, and those type of things, but I had given up on life. I was within months of just of death until I found a purpose bigger than myself. Sometimes we've got to remove ourselves out of the midst, out of the barrel of shit. We've got to remove ourselves to be able to see the bigger picture. And that's what I bring you today on Free Your Soul Friday is what are you expecting out of your current situation? What are you expecting out of your recovery? Are you expecting to just struggle? Are you expecting to fight through every day? Are you expecting to have triggers until you are no longer here on this earth? What are you expecting? Because your expectations actually come with what's called vibrations. And, we live by many universal spiritual laws. And one of them, bigger than the law of attraction, is the law of vibration. And the law of vibration means that every thought connected with emotion that we have, we send out a frequency. And again, I'll use the radio because right now we still have a radio that tunes to stations. And many times we have bad expectations. We expect the worst, but wish for the best. Remember, what is that whole cliche? I used to know it by heart because I lived by it. Expect nothing so you don't be disappointed when it doesn't come. But I hope it turns out like this, but it probably won't. So, of course it won't. And every time you do that, you are then creating more evidence for you to continue on that limiting belief system. That's just the way it is. And so we've got to learn to change those things. My life didn't change until I changed that, until I changed those things. And so I'm coming to you every chance I get to help you really understand that. And so your expectations put out these vibrations, these frequencies. It's like tuning the radio. You can't be on a pop station dial and want to listen to country or classical and then get mad at the radio because you have the power to change the frequency. And that's what we do with our expectations, with our thought processes. Because I'm going to tell you, I could not be where and who I am to this day had I kept the same mindset. And it did not change overnight. Let me make that clear. It did not change overnight. You're not going to change your expectations today and your whole life change tomorrow. But the fact of it is that if you will back up from the expecting of all your dreams to come true tomorrow and start realizing every small step towards every little evidence that things are changing in your life. It may be that you catch one negative thought today and flip it around. It may be that you start small and expect one small change out of your situation and it happened. That's what you've got to start backing away and being able to observe that there are things constantly moving forward in your life. There are things you're constantly winning at things. Don't get mad at yourself because you didn't change all of your thought processes today. That's not realistic. That's the old program. That's the program that wants to keep you small, keep you down, keep you depressed, keep you the same. We've talked about this and talked about it, and I'll continue to talk about it because repetition is how we learn. So, what is the brain? What is its job? Its job is to keep you safe. Its definition of safe is same. So, when you make a decision to start changing up your processes, your brain is going to fight you and it's going to cause you discomfort. because it's not its routine yet. You have to create new routines. Right now, the paradigm of recovery is that when you have a trigger, you just have to sit there and fight it fist to fist, face to face. And you're not always, especially in new recovery, you're not always equipped to fight a trigger that has been with you for many, 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 many years. You're not equipped to fight it when you're weak in body, weak in health, and weak in mind, where you're broken down. You're not prepared. And so then you blame yourself because you find yourself in relapse. And then you start blaming yourself and you get into that same old story. Remember, your vibrations are creating that story, and it's also creating evidence to keep you there. What you are expecting is what you are going to get. And if it's within the old paradigm, it's going to keep showing you evidence of why you should stay there. Remember, we are 90% operating every single day, all throughout the day, subconsciously. You're not having to will your heart to beat. You're not having to keep up with the beats per minute. You're not having to create the air you breathe. You're not having to do that. Every bit of that is on a subconscious program that is already within you. The moment you came out into the world and you breathed real air and not amniotic fluid, that right there was born the way you breathe. That's why it's so important when we're talking about calm in the body, we talk about meditation, that you change your breathing. Because the moment that you slow your breathing down and you change your breathing, it actually changes your brain waves. It slows your brain waves down. It gives you clarity of thought. And that's not hippie science. It's real science. And, there's so many things that we can start to use, and we fight it because the old paradigms say you just got to fight. It's fight, 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 fight. I know. I've lived in that mindset, and I've given it to you guys in the early parts of my recovery. That's why this is a journey that we're all on. It's why I keep coming to you, because the new things that I find out and put into practice, I bring to you when I know they work. I don't bring them to you before, I bring them to you when. Because I thought the same thing. It's white knuckle and battle. And eventually you wind up back in that same place. And then at some point you decide, I can't do this, or you decide everything's got to change. Everything has to change right now because I have to have a different life. And I can't get a different life with the same old me. So then what do we change? Do we change everybody else? Do we change all the atmosphere? Do we change our people, places, and things? We change us. Us. And whatever we got to do that, we've got to stop reaching externally to try to start a change that has to happen internally in order to stick. And so we're talking about our expectations and how they produce a vibe. So just because you say something out of one side of your mouth and on the other side think, but yeah, I don't think this is really going to work. We're producing a vibe. We're producing a vibe vibration. And so we've got to start changing that to change our lives. And part of that is starting to change those expectations. When you wake up in the morning, how are you expecting your day to go? Where do your thoughts go automatically? Do they go to this awful job you got to get up and go to all the traffic you've got to fight? And it doesn't mean you're going to get up and expect to have a great day, and you are, okay? That choice is up to you. Your happiness is not dependent upon the traffic. It's not dependent upon the people at your job. It's not dependent upon the job. It's not dependent upon your finances, your family, your kids, whoever. Your happiness solely depends upon you and how you look at these things, because we have a choice. Let's take that traffic, for example. You can be pissed off with the traffic, but what's it going to help? Or you can sit there in the traffic, put on something great on the radio, and have an amazing time, and know that you needed this time, that someone bigger than you knew that you needed this time. You get to choose what you enjoy. It's a mind game, y'all. It is a mind game. And how you flip around your mind is going to be up to you. Up to you. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. So if you stare at the problem, let me tell you what's going to grow. The problem. If you back up and you ask, what is this here to teach me? It's almost like stepping up to the trigger and going, I see you. I ain't scared. I know I don't have to use just because you show up. And I also know that this is the process that gives me the ability to change my mindset. This is the process that I get to create a new neural pathway, that I get to create a new normal for myself. And without this trigger, I don't get to do that, because the trigger is what gives you the opportunity to change. So we've got to bust down the old paradigms where we run from the triggers. We pick up the phone all the time. And I'm not saying don't reach out for help. I'm just saying reach out to somebody that is changing the trigger. Don't reach out to somebody that's just going to sit there and you guys are going to mull over the triggers and how hard they are and just how bad it all is. And, oh, I don't think I'm going to make it through this thing. And, reach out to somebody that says, yep, there's a trigger. That's normal, man. I'm glad you called. Let's talk through it. Let's talk about what it's here to help you do, because it's here to help you. It might not feel good, but it's here to help you. And what I can tell you guys, man, in 7 years of recovery is the triggers, they don't come like that anymore. They don't happen like that anymore. I go through very hard things in my life. Don't ever think that I ain't going through, but I'm changing through. I know that these things are opportunities for me to grow in a mindset that allows me to achieve the dreams that I have in my heart of being of service to humanity, of changing the way the world recovers, of changing the way the world sees recovery, and fighting on a legislative level to make sure that people in recovery and people that are suffering with the disease of addiction get seen for the human beings that they are, not for the pieces of trash that society thinks that we are. They close down our facilities. They close down, resources for us, and I won't stand for it. But had I stayed the same, guys, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do this, and I couldn't grow in that. But I wouldn't be here right now. I need you guys to hear that and understand that I would have long taken my own life had I not gotten here, because I was tired of fighting. I was tired of the white knuckle. I was tired of fighting the memories of my past. I was tired of asking the same old questions of why me. I got tired of fighting my own negative aspect of who I am and what I am. I got tired of expecting nothing and getting nothing. And it came to, I was going to make this change in recovery, or I wasn't going to be here anymore. But I couldn't keep riding the fence and trying to do both. Because when you see relapse as failure, it does something to you emotionally. Every time you teeter off and fall and your mindset says, see, I told you couldn't do it, you big dummy. Why do you even try? When that happens, It takes a little bit of your soul every time. It knocks your spirit every single time. And we have to remember that the sun breaks through the clouds of every storm there ever is. The storm may leave destruction in your path, but it also instead leaves opportunity for new growth and a rebuild. So if your structures of your life have been destroyed today and wiped out, then look at it as an opportunity to rebuild a bigger, better, stronger you. Don't let an opportunity pass you by. You are amazing human beings. And don't you ever forget that. Never. All right, let me say some good mornings. Alicia Lee, good morning. I love you. Stephanie Wagner, good morning. Love you. Matty J, and his big anniversary. So happy to see Matty J happy and in love. So what an amazing female this must be to have little Matty J and have him all roped up and happy in love, man. That's amazing. So happy for Matty and his lady. Lori Waters, good morning to you. Rhonda, so good to see you, Rhonda. JD in the house. Good morning, bud. Mary Huffman, good morning. Paula, good morning. All right, that might. Julie, good morning, Julie, and good morning, Livy. Vonnie Max, I love you. Let's see who else is here. StreamYard only lets me see some of you. So, Joe Potosi in the house. Oh, speaking of Joe Potosi, look what I got. Y'all see I got this. Go to joepotosi.com and pick up When the Dust Settled. And hey, don't forget, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Saturday night, we got part 2 with Joe Potosi. Recovery Soul Food meets Joe Potosi. We're going to find out how all of this turned out, how he is who he is today, how he came back from the depths of addiction, and how he continues to move through his life with carrying all of this and making it about something, making it bigger than himself. That's what this is. This is a purpose greater than the pain. That's what this represents to me and to everyone else, and I'm sure to Joe as well. So thank you, Joe, for bearing your soul, for letting us into your life, letting us relate to you, what you went through, and your healing process. So guys, do not forget to show up here 8 p.m. Eastern Time Saturday night and go get Joe's book in the meantime. You can get it at Amazon, but you can for sure get it at joepotosi.com. Potosi. All right, guys, you know that I love you, right? I know you do. So I want you guys to really start standing up to the fights in your life and just throw your arms open. Instead of fighting, open your arms and embrace, integrate, because everything that's going on is truly here for your good. Even though it may not feel like it in the moment, had I not gone through all of this stuff that I went through, I could not talk to you guys this way. I could not, if I had given up completely, I couldn't help one person with all this pain. And it's the same for you. You don't know who you are going to affect with what you are going through right now. So if you will start to remind yourself that this is for a bigger purpose, and I'm going to expect to be better and stronger and closer to who I truly am, the divinity within me. I'm going to grow through this. I'm not just going to go through this. Remind yourself of that. It's going to be up to you. If I could go with you in your ear all day and remind you every time those thoughts come up that go, hey, no, 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 don't go there. That's the old program. Here's the new program. This is for my good. Everything is always working out for me. What are your mantras? What are your affirmations? What is your story? What's your self-talk? These things are far more important than the rest of the external junk. So raise your expectations today and keep them raised. Expect that you are going to change at least one thought process around today. Do something physical, interrupt the process, replace it with its opposite, its positive opposite, and move on. And every time it comes up all day, you're going to interrupt, and replace. Interrupt, replace. Do that today. Expect to do that with at least one negative thought, and you're going to win. And don't forget, tonight before you go to bed, to celebrate that win. You deserve that celebration. You do. Nobody's gauging the size of wins and who gets to celebrate. You better celebrate every single one of them. The brain works on a reward system. So if you're not rewarding your brain for doing well, it's going to be just like a kid who just says, man, I never can do nothing right. I give up. So remember, there's an inner child in you. And so nurture that today. Nurture you today. You are an amazing human being. You are a recovery rock star. Don't you dare forget it. And I mean it. So I'll see you guys Saturday night, tomorrow night. In fact, you guys go out of here. Have the most amazing Friday of your entire life. You already know why, because you choose to. And I and Joe Potosi will see y'all tomorrow night. I love you. I thank you. You guys are the best. Bye.